Many were adequately horrified by the significant death in Daredevil, Born Again, Episode 3, and many were left wondering if Kingpin was involved. I'm not too familiar with early Daredevil comics, so I was really surprised by how Daredevil Born Again, Episode 3 ended. Whether it was the incredibly devastating death of Foggy in Episode 1 or the closing scene of Episode 3, which saw another character suffer the same fate. The story progression more than anything else demonstrated to me that the program is not hesitant to kill off significant members of Daredevil, Born Again's cast. The court trial of White Tiger from Daredevil, Born Again took up the majority of Episode 3. The audience and Matt, the lie-detecting title character, both know that the vigilante who goes by Hector Ayala in real life was falsely accused of killing an NYPD cop. Thus, Matt and Kirsten start putting up their defense, which leads to the trial that is full of Easter eggs in Daredevil, Born Again, Episode 3. After everything is said and done, the program is rocked by yet another significant fatality, which makes many wonder if Kingpin is going back to his old ways by being involved. The death of the White Tiger fits Kingpin's New York plan. The death in question was White Tiger's own, and after being proven not guilty, Hector Ayala returned to New York under his vigilante persona. Hector's dual identity was revealed during the trial, though, thus the citizens of New York are now aware of who is hiding behind the White Tiger mask. An unidentified person enticed the hero into a shadowy area of New York and brutally shot him in the head. Wilson Fisk, the recently elected mayor of New York, provided a narration for this sequence, in which the former Kingpin describes his anti-vigilante strategies. Fisk claims that Hector Ayala is a killer and a vigilante, calling his acquittal a heinous miscarriage of justice. Fisk goes on to declare that White Tiger shouldn't be free to wander the streets while an NYPD officer is dead, demonstrating unequivocally that Fisk supported the dishonest Officer Powell throughout the case. Addressing B.B. Urich, the Ben Urich replacement in Daredevil, Born Again, Fisk concludes his address by reaffirming his commitment to upholding the pledge that served as the foundation for his campaign: the eradication of vigilantes in New York. Considering all of this, Fisk will undoubtedly not be sleeping over White Tiger's passing. Whatever the identity of the person behind the mask, Fisk's hatred of vigilantes outweighs any true compassion or justice. Ayala's passing takes one masked hero off the streets, which aligns with Fisk's mayoral promise. Fisk's vicious temperament has long demonstrated his ability to use murder to further his objectives. Given that it serves his purpose, the question raised by Daredevil, Born Again. Episode 3 is, of course, whether Fisk was personally responsible for White Tiger's demise. Who could White Tiger have killed? There are other people who could have killed White Tiger and Daredevil, Born Again, besides Fisk. In the last scenes of Daredevil, Born Again, the first of these possible killers was alluded to, but anyone who knows the character being teased will know that this was not a hint at all. White Tiger's killing was linked to the Punisher in Daredevil. Born Again, when the anonymous shooter was seen donning a vest bearing Frank Castle's iconic skull emblem. Other elements of Daredevil, Born Again, demonstrate that Frank is not responsible for Hector Ayala's murder, despite the fact that this appears to implicate the beloved anti-hero. Frank exclusively murders people he believes should be killed, like the most heinous criminals who elude the law. Hector does not meet this description to start. However, in episodes 2 and 3 of Daredevil Born Again, it was revealed that Frank's logo was permanently inked on the arms or necks of other NYPD officers, particularly corrupt ones like Officer Powell. This story point appears to be laying the groundwork for a related one from Marvel Comics where the Punisher's logo gets stolen. Daredevil Born Again is an adaptation of the real-life and Marvel Comics phenomenon of cops utilizing the Punisher's logo. Obviously, anyone working in law enforcement shouldn't look up to the Punisher, who executes criminals without mercy. This confirms that White Tiger was slain by one of these police officers, if not Officer Powell himself, and also sets up Frank's reappearance in Daredevil, Born Again. White Tiger, who might have revealed the real killers in Daredevil, Born Again, fits the description of an NYPD cop that feels above the law and punishes anybody they deem appropriate.